Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Randomania. Folks, it is getting closer and closer to the end. Only four competitors remain in the winner's bracket. One of them's going down tonight. The undefeateds shrinking by the moment. We have ategenos versus crystalsaver in a rematch of the finals of the very first Zelda 1 randomizer tournament. Liquid-eyed, my co-commentator, another one of those undefeateds in that final four, Fury, SK, Fury. You may get the winner of this one. This is a hotly anticipated matchup.
Yep, ho hum, just another matchup, nothing to see.
I'm not sure. Is this may be the first time that they have met since the finals of that first tournament? 2 years ago now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first time. I know HN went 5-0 in the last Swiss, but unfortunately I had to drop out, so I don't think they played last time, but
So yeah, Saver, who has won two of the three tournaments that we have had so far. ategenos, probably the most successful randomizer tournament player never to win one of these. Looking to change that this year, and he is playing better than ever, I would say.
yep, I'm hoping for a good matchup between these two. Looks like they are both fairly well matched, so I don't expect.
Yeah, yeah. Saver for being ridiculously good at making the right decisions. Uh, HN probably has more knowledge in his head of how the randomizer works than anybody other than maybe the person who created it. Um, just two absolutely tremendous players. Could go either way. Um, the good news is we don't have to speculate much longer because it's going to happen for real. It's going to happen for real with those glorious Elite Eight flags. Random number of Triforces to enter. Mixed quest overworld. Mixed quest dungeons. Um, plus or minus 4 HP. Important items, of course, can still be in level 9. I mean, we could see a 30-minute race. We could see a 2-hour race. You never know.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised because we saw that 8 Triforce race that was between RC and HN. They both had 5 minutes, so with runners of this quality, certainly probably an hour and a half would be the absolute worst case for either one. Although if you want to be here for quite some time, then you're probably rooting for the first half of this mixed quest to be second quest, and the last 3 to be first quest, because that'll set up the fun level 7 with all the rooms in it, and all the first 6 have more staircases and a little bit wonky, so yeah. That's what you're rooting for.
Yeah, short of putting 8 mixed in with the rest of your recipe, that would certainly be the worst case scenario for expediting the completion, at least.
Looks like we got the desert start from the 2 runners, so allows them to kind of go both ways off the start and make. And an instant level 9 spotting in the Armos up there on the Lost Hills to see what's going on here.
Two. It's only going to take two.
So now we get to locate some dungeons here and see whether these runners decide to stop at 2 and go into that 9 or not. However, we do know that first quest will be 1 through 6, and the second quest will be 7 through 9, based on the start point of that level 9.
Very astute observation there, Fury. We see at least see favorable prices for both the meat and the arrows there. 43 for the bait, 60 for the arrows. That's doable if necessary.
Yeah, it certainly gives them options.
We're still looking for that Armos item though. We've checked all the ones over on the east side. So, looks like vanilla blue ring spot are over by the grave. And just as I was about to say we aren't finding any other dungeons, ategenos sneaks into one, but very quickly finding nothing. Looked like it may have been level 6.
It was not level 6, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly beyond that.
Get a quick glance at the coast item. It is the red candle. Very well may not be coming into play though. Unless the ladder's the Armos on that red candle's not going to be a huge factor here.
I would tend to agree with that assessment.
Appears as though Aegeon, who is also going to be kind enough to check out the Armos screens for us. It's not over by the grave / Death Mountain. Vanilla blue ring Armos it is. Sword, and Aegeon is going to pick up the candle instead this time.
Yeah, I don't even remotely disagree with this decision. It's screen wrap your way back over there and grab the white sword and the blue candle, and you didn't really gain anything yet.
Saver, looking to zombie his way to the book, picks it up at level 7.
So not to get too far ahead of the game here, but I think if we're trying to find or kind of deciding on in this seed, it's probably going to lead to an earlier than normal level 9 hunt, just because it's second quest level 9 and there's a staircase reduction from first quest in there. So it's basically a second level 8.
Yeah, that is a fair assumption.
Whereas second quest level 8's more like first quest level.
Ategenos has found himself another dungeon, although since he did not get there yet, we have to use a little deductive reasoning to try to figure out where we're at. We got some blue tektites going all over the place. As Saber enters level 3.
I suspect that might be where Agen is as well. It's just a difference because of the source they're using for the game. So both in the same.
This room that Saber's clearing is definitely one we saw from Agen. Get the hit. Leok returned to the grave. We don't know if that's true or not, though.
I believe they're both relatively close in proximity to the grave, so I would expect them to at least check to see if that hint is potentially true at the spots that are accessible. So you see Saber pushing that block after clearing out those tektites. He was trying to see, because there are second quest rooms and such in this flag set, that could have very well been a push block. Yep, in general, it's more likely that the staircases won't move, but there is always the percentage to leave that and have that actually be a staircase on you.
Agen now going into level 7. He's going to find that book much like Saber did. Ooh, those are some nasty keys. Agen gets it, knows he only needs 2 Triforce pieces, so we're not going to see much more time spent in level 7.
Nope, with only 2 units of the Triforce required, no point in trying to find.
Yep. You did the hard thing, you dug the item 1 room in. Saber now finding the sword cave after already having a white sword and candle. And he now finds level 4. That's a good find. This could be a dungeon worth getting the Triforce out of.
Yep, it's not quite as easy as level 1, but still as long as you're not ladder blocked, a perfectly reasonable dungeon to dive to see if you can't find the Triforce.
In the old Swiss Pinafore flags, where you had to get 5 Triforce pieces, it was certainly one of the 5 that you wanted to find. Another thing you want to find, fires that get killed by the white sword. That could be huge for bomb drops.
It looks like the item in level 4 is the wand, so probably not what you're looking for in a low Triforce hunt with the white sword in hand, but can't pass.
Yeah. If you can do the double inputs there, you've got a magical sword damage that you can inflict on enemies. Which, when Keith don't go down in one hit to the white sword, is kind of useful. Also, doesn't hurt with a seed where red bubbles will be a thing to have a backup combat. Of course, them having the book kind of changes things a little bit. Ategenos, glad he bought the cheap meat after finding the expensive, the grade A version. Decides to make a key purchase because if there's one thing he hates, it's being key blocked. As Saver has discovered everyone's favorite dungeon, second quest level 8.
It's a big time feast or famine play to go into level 8 in such a low Triforce.
Yes, second quest level 8 is the Spiral of Death Part 2.
Yep, you got, I believe, at least 5 staircases in here. I'm not sure if there's a one-way that can exist or cannot. There's also 2 items, both staircase, just like first quest level 8.
Yeah, so that's like the slightest appeal to it being that it's got those 2 items. You start to try to make the play. Do you decide if you find one item that's good enough? Is it worth it to you to try to dig out again a second item? Ooh, especially with whiz robes. Hello. Not that either of these competitors has issues with their combat, but at 3 hearts, it can be a little tricky.
It looks like relatively tame blue whiz robes health-wise. Somewhat beefy wall masters, somewhat beefy super ropes, or maybe vanilla. I suspect it'll be one of those plays where Saver's going to try and dig as far as he can, then if he gets stuck or killed somewhere, he'll probably come back another day when he has a little bit more health. But there's no hints, it's just a grumble snake.
And Ategenos cannot kill that last gel. As he's trying to clear the room, he finds the one true Nanner and ducks out.
Well, I think commentary just got swung fully in Team Saver's favor, but he may turn it down as well.
I get the feeling he may employ the exact same strategy, so it's really moot. One thing Saver is finding a lot of in level 8, though, is some keys. I'm sure Ategenos would love to have that problem.
And he's hoping for some walk-through walls, too, so he can conserve some of his bombs, but so far he's having to bomb just about every...
There's a compass, which is sort of useful in second quest level 8, except for there's really no way to figure out if you know how to get to that room at all.
looks like he was just above it when he was on the other side of the staircase. But it does look as segmented as normal, so it's not going to be a fun level 8 to get through. That's
no, of course not. And this push block kind of leaves you, unless you clip through, no way to get through.
Yep, but that means that the top part of that couldn't have been logic. He's already found that staircase, so again, kind of point. But that would tell you instantly that you can't get on top of that without.
Right, I did not notice that earlier. Those are some beefy wall masters. They took 3 hits from the white sword. Yeah.
Is this seed pre-made or is it randomly tough? Well, it just depends on the approach you take to this. Does the seed roller have anything to do with it? If so, then yes, it was pre-made tough. And if not, it was...
Yeah. But yeah, no, absolutely no predetermined nature of any kind to any of these races. So, we are all blind as the runners. Makes a great point in chat. Oh, and Saver, so close to the Triforce, and you can't go there.
And this is a ridiculously segmented level 8. I mean, I'm used to it being a lot of different segments to it, but to have this many walls just refusing to let you walk through them or bomb is quite...
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate for Saver, as ategeno now finds himself in level 6. One of the less desirable places to be, but seeing as how neither runner has any of the quote-unquote important items, you don't have a whole lot of choice other than to try to find something here. And what you find is a Goma block.
You can get around it because he took the staircase to get above it.
Hey, look, another staircase in level 8. We still haven't seen an item in level 8 yet, have we?
Nope. It looks like I incorrectly assumed that it wasn't level 6 that we were in earlier when you called it. With the map, I can say it's definitely not level. You know it's a rough seed when you have to bomb the keys.
Yeah. I mean, good grief. Oh. In case you're wondering, that is another transport staircase for Saver.
I'm pretty sure he's hit 4 of them, from my count. So if he's hit 4 of them, that entire top row in level 8 should be relatively...
Yeah, so...
There's simply not enough staircases left for it to be super segmented up there.
Yeah. ategenos just had to leave level 6 because he is out of keys, proving once again that if you had to start the seed with one item, that the correct answer should be the any key.
I mean, Saver has the wand and he has more keys now because he has the wand, so...
Chicken and egg, I suppose. So we find the white sword item is the raft, and it is unyielding.
And that is the 5th staircase, I believe, that we just saw on Saver's side, so shouldn't be too far away from finding some items now.
Of course not, though.
So now we're gonna see whether or not this long venture into level 8 will actually pay off at some point. If it doesn't, then that's just, you know, a lot of time making a decision that may have been correct, but doesn't pay off.
Yeah. And there's a huge difference between making the right play and making the play that turns out to be right. That's just the nature of the randomizer sometimes.
Yep, and these flags you can make all the right choices and still lose because the right choices for you ended up not being what actually needed to happen. So my prediction is this is an item, just what it...
Oh no! Not again.
Okay, I apparently miscounted staircases. This is, to my knowledge, the 6th one, but I guess it's only 5th.
And Ategenos finds the item in level 5. It is the heart container, so there's one item that Saber doesn't want to find that we can rule out.
I'm just enjoying the fact that both runners are getting the map in just about every dungeon they're hitting.
So much for that book. Oh, Ategenos, though, one thing Ategenos is very happy about in this level 5, even if he doesn't get a Triforce out of it, level 5 is notorious for having lots and lots of keys. And keys.
A beefy raid boss manhandle spitting fireballs and standing by the door for 5 minutes. Also, hello, Go.
Hey, look, a bombable wall. Who knew? Into another Goma. This is the worst level 8 I think I've ever seen. This is objectively bad.
I've seen some pretty rough second quest level 8s, but this one is very forced routed through multiple staircases and very linear in where it was.
On the plus side, Ategenos just got a nice bomb upgrade of 6 for less than the vanilla price.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we had a harder bomb loss as the toll in the dungeons.
Yes.
So that makes it very likely that if Ategenos runs in anymore, he won't be giving up his hearts, he'll be giving up 14 to 13 or 13 to 12 on it.
Yeah. He skipped over 1 and 5, and he did the hearts on Zombie Link in 7. And, man, Saver is not known for getting, quote-unquote, pot committed to a dungeon. He's going to use this key now, and he had avoided doing that. This may change his fortune a little bit as he tries to pause through those, but he can't. At least he does have the wand, though. There's an item. That's a useful item.
He's got half a heart, super beefy keys. He's got to run away from this one and pause stretch.
Oh gosh. In a room where he can only move one direction. Gets the wand, or not the wand, the recorder. has the wand already. And that does open up a lot of the overworld potentially. As Jen makes the unfortunate discovery that Saber has lived with for the last, I don't know, 10 or 12 minutes.
And he's gonna go back through the staircase he took before.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there was not a second item spawning. So in case you haven't enjoyed level 8 enough, ategeno is now going to spend an indeterminate amount of time here as well.
I think this may be one of those situations in which both runners are kind of metagaming who they're playing against, trying to find an advantage by digging a dungeon they don't think the other one's likely to dig in a 2-unit rifle. And in fact, both are actually doing the same thing.
Yeah. Not quite working out the way either one of them hoped. Unless that recorder, which, I mean, the recorder very well could be a very important item. Although with a 2 Triforce seed, the likelihood that the dungeon hiding the specific item that you're looking for is underneath the recorder spot becomes less.
Oh man, he's gonna probably have to try this Blue Wizard room. It's got a chance of being a one-way staircase, but it could also...
Yeah. He doesn't have much of a choice. It's either this or leave.
Significant pause stratting is leading to a lot of damage on these Blue Wizros. But he may want to hide in that doorway on the right side of the room.
You got him to group up really nicely there. But only gets 2 of them to take a hit from that bomb. Oh, there's a heart. Not that that does him a whole lot of good yet, other than to stop the beeping. Oh, that's not lag. That's pausing right there.
Yep. As much as we'd like to call it lag, he's definitely pause stratting to try and read the movements of the Blue Wizrobes. It's working out pretty well so.
And if you think about this, I mean, Saber, one of the few of the upper echelon runners that uses that strat. Oh man, all the overworld exploration can be found here in level 8. As Saber picks up the power bracelet.
I am surprised he has not bailed yet.
Yeah. Honestly, from an entertainment standpoint, I would like to see ategeno bail at this point and not get those items and see if it was worth it for Saber. Obviously, ategeno has no way of knowing the horrors that await him.
I think he's probably well within the quality runner that can clear that Blue Wizard room without the pause stratting. But it'll be interesting to see if it comes into play. Will he just give up on that room or get killed by it and not go back? Will the power bracelet be required? Currently doesn't look like it, but could have one dungeon blocked by it. Could have...
Yeah. Just, it's looking like less and less of a value play, especially knowing that it appeared to be ladder blocked from beginning of Triforce. But yes, as Jay Coper says saying in chat, ategeno will not use pause strats at any time.
Getting a little bit closer on Sarah's side to that potential blue ring decision, but he'll put that on hold.
That is a tremendous find. Everybody loves level 1.
Especially the whiz ropes. That's not a fun room to play with whiz ropes in. Any hard count level 3.
Yeah, no kidding.
Guess while he's down here, he's gonna give it a shot, but no, there's only 2. He's got one already kind of tied up on this pattern of just being stuck, so you can get to the Triforce. And you take that Triforce and you walk in.
Yes. Yeah. You kind of have to accept your fate and pick up the Triforce in that situation and then go in a different direction.
So let's consider this from a runner standpoint. You're 30 minutes in, you're playing someone that you know is very strong at this game. They have not done. In your mind, are you kind of metagaming the fact that they've gone to level 9 and haven't found anything yet?
You know, it certainly has to be within the realm of possibility in their mind. Although both of them having the fun that they've had in level 8 could just as easily make the assumption that their opponent had the dreadful experience that they also had.
Level 1's got a lot of keys in it today as well, so yet another situation in which Saber is kind of getting fortunate with his key count in comparison to Agen, who's still...
Saver, of course, finding this item, and that one is a bit crucial.
Yep, if only he could throw them at Ganon, or I guess... yeah, it's Ganon in this case. So he's halfway there, potentially. Maybe a third of the way there if a ladder block is in the way.
Yep.
And a red
there's
ring.
the red ring. Nice. Was that level 1 or level 9?
You'll have to ask Fred.
Solid manhandle fight for 8-gen. I don't think it's going to give him much other than yet another transport staircase.
At this point, I think it's safe to say that neither runner has lost much in level 8 at this point, seeing as both have been digging through it or have dug through it and spent quite a bit of time.
Yeah, it has been quite the time sink. I guess you could say Saber has the advantage on time spent in 8 simply because he got out of there with 2 items, whereas Ategenos maybe hasn't spent as much time as Saber has, but is still itemless at this point.
And did Saber skip over the level 4 spot? That's really where the time gain is going to be. And now we have a significant time loss as Agen takes a death in level 8.
And trooper that he is, goes right on back in. The question, will Saber go into 9 after his next Triforce? I think if he finds the ladder, yes.
I would say regardless, you go to 9.
That's one. If he finds the ladder or something more crucial to winning, then absolutely he goes. Otherwise, I think yes. Smart money is you got to at least poke your head in there. That's 2 items. It's where you need to be to win the game. At worst case scenario, maybe you find out where Zelda is. Or Link in this case.
The reason why I would go in his case is level 1 was literally the northwest corner of the map in Death Mountain. Perfectly logical to assume your opponent has not gone up there until near the end.
That's a fair play. Oh, and Ategenos finds his way into the Triforce room in level 8, and he is ladder blocked. Oh, the humanity. As there's level 2, and I think that's our final dungeon.
Yep, so there's nothing to be gained unless there is a dig dogger block in.
Yes, that's level 2. We'll have a floor item RPD. Which sounds great until you realize that means you may have to do more work to find the item in here than you would in, say, level 1 or 3.
I certainly think he's got to dig this dungeon just to make sure it doesn't have something for it, though. So we'll see him get both the Triforce and the item if he can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It would be almost too good to get your 2 Triforces out of 1 and 2.
So now we're in go mode. If there's no ladder blocks, that's very significant for Saber. He's just got to find the Triforce in here. RPD, yes, he found the bow just a moment ago in level.
Yeah, that was sneaky. And yes, 9 was found almost immediately.
Agent takes another death in this 8. He's not going to bail yet. This is similar to me getting super stubborn and not caring about you dying and having to go through it again. Just head banging against the wall, hoping to get there.
Yep. Hot committed. Took Saver a long time to fold that hand, but he did eventually, and he has made tremendous progress since then. He now has 2 Triforce pieces, which is all he needs to get into level 9. He's got the bow, he's got the silver arrows, and he's got the red ring. So he essentially has 15 hearts, which is more than he is used to dealing with level 9.
Yep, and he is not yet heading to level 9, as you could easily get there from his starting position in the... Not quite sure where he's deciding to go.
He got some bombs and then up 8, I guess.
I suppose that works out. So in level 9, there are quite a few differences from... You got walk-through walls that exist, you got only 2 transport staircases instead of 6. You've got a 3rd staircase, it's a trap staircase basically, and 2 item staircases.
Yep, and HN finally finds the 2 item rooms in level 8. He's got the recorder. He has yet to face the facts that he'll have to clear out this Blue Wizard room if he wants to get the 2nd item. It looks like he has come to that conclusion now.
Question in chat, what makes the trap staircase a trap? It is a one-way ticket into a room that you cannot go back through. Sometimes it's the vertical chute room, and in that case it can almost block you in, leave you with no options to get out once you get out bay.
Yeah, you can get completely stuck. Yes. We play good news, bad news. HGN does find his 2 items in level 8, and God help me, let's say that that's the end of this. It is, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna make him really nervous, because he knows Saver's really good at this game, and he's got a lot of dungeon knowledge already. The unfortunate part is he had no bombs and no keys, and up 8 away from where the silvers are.
Yeah, really, at this point, he has to hope that the ladder is crucial in level 9, and that he can sniff it out before Saver can. But even if Saver finds himself ladder blocked in 9, he's going to have a fair amount of time probably to get out of level 9, find that ladder, and then work his way back, as he has just a very significant lead on HN at this point.
And we're not quite sure if that hint was truthful or not yet, because he hasn't explored a whole lot of the southeast.
But he is certainly working around that southwest as much as he can right now. It is a sight to behold when Saver gets on a roll. He's one of the very best at not wasting any motion. Saver tried to clip around this block, and of course he manages to do it.
Gonna head southeast now, see if the big county. Looks like a fairly truthful hint to me right about now. Looks to be one... What? Well, maybe the old man said southwest. I thought he said southeast, but...
I think we're split on it, so one of them was what he said. But in any event, the beast awaits in southeast of Skull.
In history. Will you be able to go up from Ganon's room directly into Link's room? That's the question. And will that actually be Zelda's room?
That's a negative so far.
Well, I was hoping for the ultimate Fred moment, but it didn't work out.
Man, what an advantage having those silver arrows is.
A little bit surprised he didn't peek in that staircase, unless he's already been in there once.
Now, I believe this is all uncharted territory for Saber. Looks like he wants to clear out the ear.
Well, a shutter door that didn't open, but there's still one more potential room up here that could be Zelda's room, or Link's room in this particular.
And it's not up here.
Well, not quite true yet. Now it's true. That bomb hole hadn't opened up. It could have potentially been the magic staircase.
Gotcha, yeah.
I was rooting for it. So now it's either in a magical staircase in the other ear, or it's somewhere roughly in the southwest of the face. I do think that you have to consider taking a staircase or two now just to see where they lead, though.
Oh, I agree as well. And Saber has just the thing in this room south of where he is currently.
If it leads you somewhere where you don't want to go, then of course you up an A and you start heading back west.
It leads you to the Any key.
Well, if Agen goes into level 9 without his silvers, he will definitely be...
Alright, now, Fury, as someone who has made it this far into this tournament, I have to ask you, you walk into level 9 and it gives you 3 options of which way to go. Is that something you're excited about, or would you rather be forced to go in one direction?
Depends on what time you enter 9. If you enter 9 really early, you'd rather it be a forced direction, and that way they have to follow the exact same path to catch up. If you are late into 9, then you're hoping to go left and somehow miraculously pull off a gun.
That is a fair answer, if I do say so.
Wow, this 9 is another little segment here.
Nice. So, the good news, if we can call it that for Agen, is that this would be his first Triforce, so he can't go into 9 with just what he's found here.
That is true, but I would think that it wouldn't take him too long to find a second Triforce somewhere that's not ladderable.
Oh, no, I mean, I totally agree there.
Hey, there's a big hint, though. If he believes it, and he's non-believing.
I mean, in his situation, you kind of almost have to go with what the old man says. It's the only lead you got.
Meanwhile, I don't know if you're tracking room for room in this level 9 here, but Saver is quickly running out of bomb walls to actually use to get to the middle portion of this level 9.
Yeah, the real question is Saver keeping track?
I've seen his tracker. I'm pretty sure he's tracking quite a bit.
Triforce making the play, assuming that he's the only one who dug the recorder out of that god-awful level 8, so might as well check those recorder spots.
Alright, so we have a forced bomb from Saver, and he's going to bomb up here. This is one of the last spots he can bomb.
And lo and behold,
Triforce room with a map. Lies.
Of course.
And unsurprisingly, after the dot done at 51:21, a dot forfeit or a dot quit in this.
Yep, so Saver advancing to the final two of the top half of the bracket. He will face the winner of Fury SK and Redbird Grad. Ategenos will await his opponent down in the elimination portion of the bracket.
We'll see if either one joins us. I'm fairly certain we'll get to pull Saver in here. Might get them both. Nope. Hit percent on 8.
And we are joined now by the victor in this evening's race, crystalsaver. Saver, congratulations. Pick a number between 1 and 8. I know that 8 will be the one you pick because that number is going to be burned into your head at this point.
Too long. I was so pot committed to 8 and it did nothing. I didn't even grab the Triforce because I was mad.
Well, do you want to know what the Triforce was blocked by?
A Goma?
How about a ladder?
Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't see it then. Oh god.
Yeah, you entered 8 about 10 minutes before 8gen did, and he left 8 about 15 minutes after you did. If neither of you make that play, I gotta think we're looking at like 25 minutes maybe to finish this thing.
I also took a gamble with early Death Mountain since I had the bombs for it, and most people do that last, so this could have been still a long seed.
Definitely felt like one of those seeds where both runners did some different things than they would normally do. Is that because you both kind of respect one another and were worried that the other might be able to win a traditional race?
I don't know. When I play, like I keep saying this, I just go with my gut feeling. Like I kind of just improvise on the fly. I don't have like a set route where it's like always go to the northeast, always burn the forest. It's like, hey, I just got some bombs. Okay, switch plans. Hey, I just got the candle. Okay, switch plans. Hey, I just got the power bracelet recorder. Okay, switch plans. So it's, I don't know. Even in my practice, I just go whatever my gut says. Apparently, my gut is terrible, and I shouldn't listen to it when it says dig 8.
You need some probiotics for that 8 there.
3 hearts, a lot of blue wizards. Never again. Until my next match.
Well, your next match is going to be a best of 3 in the winners finals. You'll have to wait until I believe the 1st of November to see who you face.
I hope, Fury, that you know when that's taking place.
I don't know. I was busy in level 7 when I found out.
Oh, at least level 7 was kind tonight to both runners. Quick dig and get out with the book that didn't really seem to matter because you all were finding the maps almost immediately in every dungeon, except for 9.
Yeah, Zelda guarding the map. That was a good one. Yeah, another thing. The only reason I dug 7 is because I didn't know it was 7.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on that boat with never 7, but apparently looking at it, 8 is just as bad now. In second quest, I don't know my second quest too well, but it looks almost as bad now.
We were
Equally terrible.
We were trying to figure out whether or not you were both even metagaming that the other had looked through level 9, given how shortened it is in second quest.
That was one of my plans, was to make my way all the way down to 3, because I didn't get the Triforce in 3 because I needed keys. So I was like, okay, I'll come back to that. So I made a route to get back towards 3, and then jump for 9 and try to get the bow out of there. I mean, yeah, the bow out of there. And then 2 just decided, hey, here you go, have fun.
Yep, and ladder was not required this seed. We don't really know where it was. It could have actually been the second item in 9.
That's what I was kind of thinking, bow or ladder. But I found too many staircases, I just left them. I was too much in a hurry. My heart was racing at the end. I was like, what if Zelda's ladder blocked? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
So I had to keep marking it.
Yeah, we may or may not have been rooting in the interest of competition for a moat Zelda.
I probably would have been rooting for the same thing in my own race.
But to be fair, it would, you had all the dungeon locations, I believe, at that point, or most of them, so finding the ladder would just been a matter of time. HN had quite a deficit at that point. Made a lot of great plays himself. I mean, both of you made a lot of very sound decisions. It's just that yours tended to work out a little better than his did.
Do you know what level was at the forest, by the way? Because I got 2 3s on my map.
6.
Ah, okay. That was like one of the early ones that I think I just bailed on. How did I get there? Oh, okay. I know. I was looking for the sword. Gotcha.
Which you found after getting both a sword and candle.
Yeah, I was like, man, I could have got another free heart. Apparently, I didn't need the hearts as well. Red ring came in handy. Really, really nice.
Your opponent made the decision to retry once he saw that white sword. I don't think it really affected much time-wise, but it was interesting to see him go ahead.
In the interest of money, it could help depending on where you start. Where did we start? In the desert?
Yes.
That's still a ways to go to get the white sword. But I guess you can screen wrap there pretty quickly.
Yeah, it took him all of a minute to get back there and get the white sword, and then he also picked up the candle from the grave. I think one of the take any ones was in the grave, either the PB spot or the...
I thought he took it from the wood sword cave.
Oh, that's right. Wood sword was somewhere around there.
Yeah, wood sword was next to the Armos in the grave. But yeah, again, just a tremendous tactical play. Showed that he was thinking and making good, justifiable decisions. But again, level 8 was just the downfall for both of you. You were just fortunate enough to be the one that got out of there first, I guess.
I was also thinking HN wouldn't dig 8. But apparently you said he did just the same amount of time as me or something.
I think he wound up spending a little more time in there than you did. You just did it first. So it felt like you got out of there more unscathed. Because you were the first one to leave.
Yeah, I believe that was the only real opponent metagame I had there, was the dig for 8.
Yeah, the difference in level 8 times was deaths, as I suggested in the channel. I believe HN took a total of 3 deaths in there, and because of how linear it was forced through the staircases, it led to quite a bit of time lost, probably 4 or 5 minutes total.
You're right. You had to take the first 2 staircases in order to actually get anywhere. You couldn't bomb or walk through right unless there's places I missed. But that's what I gathered from that, and that's why I was always so cautious. Even with 3 hearts and I have half a heart left, I'm just like, I have to go with this half a heart. It doesn't matter if Kisa going to kill me. I have to go through this, or else I'm going to have to start over, go through the 2 stairs, and then make my way to wherever I last left off. Yeah, GG again, ategenos. I know your mic is broken, but I got to look through a restream. Well played, man. I was really hoping you would get through, but you still have a chance in the other bracket. So hopefully I'll see you either down there or up there or in the middle. And thanks for the restream, guys, and thanks for the commentary. And thanks for the tracking. Much appreciated.
I'm trying to pull up, see who he's facing here. I don't think we know quite.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple of rounds away. In fact, I think he might be in the same lineage as Antlers is in right now, but beyond that, not a lot of information.
Yep, he gets the winner of Antlers versus our restreamer Jay Coper and the creator of Z1R Fred Kaufman.
Well, there's 3 fantastic competitors that will deliver an A+ matchup for AGN, no matter which one it is. That's for certain. Whereas Saver, as we mentioned earlier, moving on to the winners bracket. I guess you call it the winners bracket finals, sort of. It's the semifinals of the entire tournament. Best of 3 against either my co-commentator Fury SK or Redbird Grad. And the winner of that one, of course, will await the elimination bracket champion in the absolute grand finals. So, I mean, there are still, like I said, there's 13 players remaining at this point. But now 10 of those 13 are one race away from saying goodbye.
How are you feeling about your match for SK?
I just kind of approach it all the same and play my own strategy. And with these seeds, it'll either work or it won't, and you just live with that.
Well, I wish you good luck on your match. I love Redbird, and at the same time I want to see you win too. I still qualify you as the Titan Destroyer of this tournament, so that's a title you're probably going to hang on to. And Redbird, he's the guy that keeps putting himself down, but he's better than everybody else.
Self-deprecation may or may not be a defense mechanism, but at this point, it's quality from top to bottom.
Have you heard my streams when I put myself down? That's the best way to train yourself. Come on, you're too slow. You're too slow. Go faster, faster. Cut that corner. Stop cutting that corner. Don't touch the enemy.
As long as you let yourself see the screen while you play these, I think we'll be good.
Don't worry. I have a very terrible idea coming.
Well, you can plug that perhaps in the finals.
If I get there with these flags, I am not like dead straight on. Hey, I'm gonna win. No. Yeah. Here it's like if I did not go Death Mountain, I would have had like 50 other spots on the overall to check, and that's about like 25 to 30 minutes right there. There's a lot of luck involved.
Yeah, and I do want to ask you. You said earlier you're not quite as familiar with Second Quest dungeons, but do you enjoy getting to see that you're going to be dealing with Second Quest level 9?
No, I actually do not. It's much easier, and that kind of takes away one of my good advantages is how I map 9. I like the more confusing puzzles. That's kind of why like 8 kind of reminded me of 9 a little bit with all the staircases. I kind of like the whole like, hey, you got to map it all out either on your head or in a tracker. And most people might have to stop and think, look at their map, take a few seconds. And while they're taking a few seconds, I'm just like running along. I'm like, yep, keep on. I know where I am exactly. So with Second Quest 9, I have a harder shot, I'd say. And so far,
basically, if I beat Redbird Grad, my metagame should be just avoid 8 and go everywhere. Because you like the puzzle.
Again, gut feeling. If I see it, I have no important items. Who knows what I'll do? I might even dig 7 next time. Actually, if it's Redbird, I'd have to really consider whether never 7, always 7 strats.
Well, would like to thank our restreamer and tracker Jay Coper, who is looking to jump into another race, so perhaps we should wrap it up shortly. Also, thank you to my co-commentator here, Liquid Husband.
Oh, always a pleasure, and thanks to both Saver and ategenos for providing the canvas upon which we brush our strokes. You guys did a fantastic job tonight, even with that level 8. Best of luck to both of you if you're still out there listening, Agen, and to you, Saver, as well in your respective matches going forward. Get ready for the best of 3, Saver. We're getting close to the end, man. But again, congratulations to you, and thanks for joining us for this interview.
Thanks.
Well, Fury, you got anything else before they fire up that Elite 8 Flags casual race?
Nope, I've got nothing.
All right, well, um, guys, you're going to want to check out that tournament schedule. I know there are a few more races on the docket currently over the course of the next week. They're thinning out more and more now as we get further along in the tournament, but the stakes get bigger and bigger. So I want to thank you again, all of you, for joining us. Jay Coper for tracking and restreaming. You're a real trooper. We appreciate it. Fury, my Central Division Blue Nana brother. Always a pleasure to work with you, and also always a pleasure to see all you fine folks out in chat helping us out along the way. We thank you all for joining us here on Randomania for another edition of the Zelda 1 Randomizer Pentaforce Tournament. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again very, very soon.